go into. You're going into it to win. At this last stop in New Jersey, I think people are going to go in there hungrier than ever.
Big contest for us, you know, and some of these guys, it's like, if they win this, they can be set for the next couple of years. When it comes down to winning the contest, that $200,000 goes a long way for us skaters.
The crazy thing is about the street league is there's so many different ways you look at it. You just have to choose the right tricks.
First and second are always so close that there's really no room for error. And so what goes through your mind is like, what's that dude gonna do? What did I see him do in practice? What are his strengths? Like, what is that gonna score, and what do I have? And you're trying to inventory all these things.
You're gonna see the greatest skateboarding in the world from the greatest skateboarders in the world.
The Big Apple, New York City. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And a quick trip down the George Washington Bridge across the Hudson takes you to Newark, New Jersey for the biggest skate contest on the planet. It's the Street League Skateboarding Nike SB Super Crown World Championship live from the Prudential Center. Stop 7. It all comes down to this. What's up, everybody? I am Brandon Graham, joined alongside Felix Arguelles and Jeff Raleigh, and you are in for a real treat. It is the official preview show, Calm Before the Storm, out here practice day. Of course, the final going down tomorrow. But Felix, every event, oh so important, but we cut down from 20 to 8, and you've been here since the get-go. It doesn't get bigger than this.
Now with the creation of the championship and them not having to save anything for a next event, they're going to leave it all in the arena on that course right there.
I think anything could happen today. You know, fire in the hole, the end of the season. I think everybody's just going to give it everything they got.
And Jeff, make no mistake, it's like these are the pure breeds. I mean, the top 8 street skaters on the planet are out here on this course.
This is the cream of the crop.
So there's no doubt that it wouldn't shock us if any of these guys skate away with the championship.
No, that's true. That's absolutely true. And if you actually saw these guys practicing, you'd feel exactly the same way. These guys are on fire today.
That's one of the benefits of getting here Saturday early. You see what these guys are cooking, and it's funny because some of them are actually practicing at different times.
Yeah.
So some of them actually don't know what each other are doing, and then some of them will hang around and kind of scope out what everybody's doing. They each have a different approach.
It's true, but I've seen quite a few of them already start turning the heat up.
Yeah.
You know, it's coming. Definitely coming.
So you guys will check out live action practice on the course going down, as well as interviews. Some of the skaters will be stopping by, so you don't want to miss any of that. But let's get right down to it. Who are the Super 8? The top 8 finalists as we take a look. No shocker there. Nyjah Huston, of course, leading the way. He's won 4 of 6 events. Those 2 other events, P-Rod winning, as well as Chris Cole. And there you see Luan Oliveira. Those are our top 4 qualifiers. And then we rounded out Malto, Tori Pudwell, Shane O'Neill, and Mikey Taylor. And as we said before, the heaviest of the heavy.
Well, the first 4 looked like they could be the first 4. And then I saw the next 4. And then the next 4 looked like they could have been the first 4 as well.
Like you said, the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
So if you head over to StreetLeague.com right now, there's actually, well, you're on StreetLeague.com right now. But make sure to check out the poll question. Who will win the Super Crown? Point blank. We just want to know. So cast in your vote right now. We'll check in a little bit later and see what you guys are thinking.
We're here in Newark, and Malta won the last time here in Newark.
Yes, Malta won in Newark in 2011, and then, of course, Nyjah was able to take it away from him last year in 2012. But as we always say, if we want to know where we're going, you got to know where we came from. This was easily the most ambitious, the longest season in the history of competitive skateboarding. And let's talk about it. Let's begin, shall we? The season started out all the way back in mid-April, Brazil, Foz do Iguaçu. And let's roll the highlights. It really was the Nyjah Huston show, that first stop, really slaying that course. Nobody truly challenging him. If you remember, Chris Cole and Paul Rodriguez both knocked out during the qualifier. They didn't even make it into the final, and Nyjah skated easily to the opening victory of the season.
These guys had to kind of adapt again to the elements and the heat and being outside and a little bit of weather action. So it was a little bit different for Street League.
And then what some are calling the best finish in skateboarding, period. Paul Rodriguez v. Nyjah Huston. P-Rod taking the lead, and then the hard flip heard around the world on the final trick of the contest takes the win away from P-Rod.
That's the way to do it, right on the last blast.
It's really nice when they make them earn it.
Yeah, absolutely. We kick things off on the domestic series with Sean Malto with a little bit of truck explosion. Nothing we had ever seen anything like that before, Felix.
That's fantastic. Yeah. That happened to me the other day, believe it or not.
You guys ride some loose trucks.
But Kansas City, it really was a 9-club party. Everybody getting crazy in the impact section. There was lead shifting, the crowd on its feet the entire time. But of course, Nyjah Huston, last man standing with a 9.8 there.
Yeah, when he's on, man, he just dominates, doesn't he? Yeah. When he's on, he's on.
Never ceases to amaze.
And then we moved back to the international stage, heading over to Europe again, and it was Chris Cole, as you see right there. Was he trying to go for the tray flip 5-0, 50-50? We don't know. It was a 9.1, gave him the lead. And of course, he had to wait, as we see that one more time. Nyjah injured, had a rib injury, was not able to compete. Chris Cole getting the first win of his Street League career. We moved on to Portland, where Paul Rodriguez was on one all day long, getting his first win of the 2013 season.
Just an entire switch finale right there.
Yeah, he really wanted it at that contest. You could tell with Paul, he was really putting everything on the line.
And of course, Chris Cole did have a chance to take it, couldn't get it there. Of course, Ashad Ware, people forget, also had a chance to win that on the final trick of the contest. But it was P-Rod winning, as we said before, his first this season. And then our last event, Stop 6, which was in LA. And again, much like the season started, it was really the Nyjah Huston show. Although Luan Oliveira led through the first 2 sections, it was Nyjah coming out dominant at the end, getting his 4th win of the season. This was a victory lap.
It's nice seeing Paul and Chris up there with Nyjah, mixing up the winner's circle and kind of making it a lot more interesting for this event.
Yeah, I mean, Chris has been skating really good in the last few Street League events. If you actually watch him and know his skateboard, you can tell he's getting back on fire.
Yeah, back-to-back second-place finishes for Chris.
I'm sure, too, after a win, you now enter the arena with a different swagger in your step, for lack of a better word. You know, the monkey's off your back.
Completely.
Yeah,
there
confidence.
There you're seeing the first live shots of the course. This is a thing of beauty. I think, Jeff, in a little bit, we'll put you out there and you can skate around, see some of the obstacles. But there you see Nyjah out there on the course. Some nice transition there. We haven't.
And that's practice right there, guys.
Yeah.
Make no mistake. But as you can see, also that hubba not very high.
Nah, it's more of a drawn-out hubba, a little lower.
That doesn't make it any easier, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it any easier. It means you have to sit in your tricks and slide properly. So it's
high tech. Hey, speaking of high scores, the 9 Club, of course, the holy grail of Street League, just giving you an idea of really the evolution and progression of skateboarding and what Street League has done. There were 13 scores of 9 or better in 2011. Then it got up to just 16 in 2012. 37 9s have gone down in 2013. Now, granted, you can sit here and go, well, Brando, you guys have doubled an event, but still, make no mistake, the level of skating has absolutely risen this year.
Well, what was asked from these guys to deliver was beyond belief at first. Then they accepted it, and they've continued to raise the bar.
Yeah, they're getting used to it.
Yeah,
and that's a testament
used to the format.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of format, let's break down exactly what this contest format looks like for the final tomorrow. It's the Streetscape presented by Nike SB. And of course, you kids watching at home, you know what the deal is. We begin with the flow section, but guys, break down this course. Obviously, 2 45-second runs. We count the best run. How are these guys strategizing their runs for the flow?
I mean, there's so many options in that middle section that I think we're going to see a lot of different lines when they approach across the course.
Yeah, you're going to see the real difference between the way all these guys kind of ride these courses with the amount of different obstacles to choose from. I think you're going to see someone like Shane O'Neill ride a certain way and Paul Rodriguez ride a completely different way. You're going to see a lot of variety.
We moved on from the control section, which is a single best trick, and then of course the impact section. It all comes down to the 6 attempts and the best 4 scores count, and that is how you get your total score.
I think with the impact section being a little bit lower, we're going to see a higher level of technical skating and you know, guys taking a little bit more of a risk to get those higher points.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, to your point, guys like Shane, guys like Paul, guys like Chris, that bodes well for guys like that.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of the heaviest tricks going down on the Hubba because the actual staircase isn't as high as some of the previous street leagues. So you're going to see a lot more technical ledge ability. You know, someone like Paul's really probably going to adapt to that. Really, you're going to see some crazy stuff, crazy moves.
Well, there you see P-Rod, and look at the sweat. Even his sweat just drips down perfectly on Paul.
It's almost like a rule right there. He has that full color change.
That's right.
Or he doesn't.
Well,
we have a good session.
When we come back, Paul Rodriguez in the booth. Stick around.
It feels good. It feels like I'm on track to the goal. It gets me nervous just thinking about it. You're going to see, obviously, the greatest skateboarding in the world from the greatest skateboarders in the world. Yeah, I'm excited. You're all competing for the win, so you know the guys who are coming to try to win. So I guess by default, you're more competitive with those guys, but it's not an intentional thing. I'm not thinking about anyone. I'm just thinking about trying to do what I need to do and do what my abilities are capable of. Not too much new other than just trying to stay on point, stay healthy. I work on the hardest moves that I can be the most consistent with. It's got to be an even balance. They got to be really hard tricks, but they also got to be ones that you can do consistent, that you can trust, you know. Because it all comes down to your mind in these contests. You can't control what other people are doing. You can only control what you're doing.
My name is Dick McNichol, but everybody calls me Trick, and I am Skate Safari Tour's best tour guide.
The only tour guide.
Hence the best. None better.
I know our driver looks like a creeper, but he's a good dude. Hollywood High to the Arco Rails, burly tricks and mighty fails.
It's entertainment. It's a show.
Get on in there, man. Move those buns.
Dick knows absolutely nothing about skateboarding. He's never skated in his life.
My goal is to pack it all into one quick 7-hour tour. You come on the bus saying, "What's skating?"
Get on the bus.
I honestly don't know, Dick. Then I teach you.
Is that everybody? Let's hit the bricks and see some tricks.
So when you get off that bus, you feel like, no, I never need to do that again, because you've seen it all.
Hello everyone, welcome to the barracks.
back. The Street League Skateboarding Nike SB Super Crown World Championship preview show. Live from the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. There's P-Rod. We told you he was coming up, but he's just got to work out the kinks on a couple of tricks. So he said, stand by, and we said, all right. Hey, make sure, tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, live on ESPN2 for the Super Crown World Championship. And no P-Rod, but guess what? Chris Cole joining the booth.
Yeah, you
welcome,
know what?
kind sir.
I'm happy to take his place.
Well, you're not.
Help out my homie.
Thanks for joining our boy band. What should we call it?
Oh man, endless names could come out from there.
All right, scratch that topic.
So Chris, every time we talk to you, you know, we just kind of talk about the task at hand. But can we just reflect for a moment? This has been a hell of a season for you.
It's been good.
The win in Munich, right? Getting that monkey off the bat, the first win of the Street League career, doing it the only way Chris Cole knows how, going out with a bang. And then
I think that's the only way you can win, right?
Period.
Right.
And then to also you got a bunch of second place finishes this season.
You almost
too.
snatched
People are
one or
forgetting
two
that.
more
You've
up as
grabbed
well.
a couple.
I'm the second place kid.
Well,
I must have the most second places in this league, correct?
7.
Wow.
7 total.
7? Heavy.
But that just shows you just
that
how,
shows you're going for
That shows you just how close you've been. But this is the one, man.
And just how many times I've blown it.
Wow. We prefer how close you've been.
Well, I prefer that too.
But let's talk about this one. This one, what's the mindset? You've been at every single championship since this thing's inception. Is it always the same when you get here? Is this year a little bit different?
Or does the win change it?
Yeah.
This is different. I've done a lot of like motivational speaking in my own brain in this past season. It's really worked out well. So I'm coming into this with a better mindset and overall like more pleased with the way that I've skated the contest. And then the course is exactly what I want. I mean, that big section is like the best big section.
Yeah, I call that. As soon as I walked in the building, I'm like, he's gonna like this one.
Dude, and you were absolutely correct. I mean, like, I want that in my house right there. That thing's so perfect. Cool. That doesn't exist in the wild.
No,
it's too good.
Yeah,
you know, that's a unicorn.
That's too prime to see on the streets.
Oh no, you don't find that on the streets.
That's the whole point,
if you do
right?
the ABD list, is just. You can't even think of anything.
Don't you think that's the whole point, though, Chris? You come to these contests and you want to see stuff that you wish you could find on the street, always?
Precisely. I mean, that is it's supposed to be a dream course and built to perfection so that we can do video part style skating on it instead of it being a like us trying to work it out, and you know there's a crack, so we're not really going to be able to do that.
Well, just get the trick done.
Yeah.
You know, at least you'd be able to just get the trick done and move on to something maybe you've never done.
Precisely. Right. You know what? That's a good thing. My friend here was saying to me at one of the last contests, I was like, well, maybe I'll do this, and if I can do that or do this other one, like I'll try this one, and if I make it, I'll do the other one. And he's like, why don't you do both? And I was like, I'm going to do both. That's a great way to look at it.
Talk about a mindset right there. That's the way to play it.
Sure is.
How about this course?
The way to play it.
Overall, you like the hubby, you like the impact section, but you know, there's a monstrosity there in the control section. There's a lot of opportunities, a lot of options. There's some transition here.
What route are you liking in that middle section right there?
You know what? I really like the flat bar to manual pad. You're not going to see too many awesome manuals happen other than Shane O'Neill. Most dudes aren't going to go there because manuals take hours, like hours and hours to make a manual trick. So not too many people are going to manual, but they might use the flat bar to manual. They might use like the manual pad as a gap that you have to grind the flat bar across. The center, that's anybody's game. I'm not messing with that at all.
Mikey was worried about the one channel. He's like going, there's a little bear trap right there.
Yeah, you don't want to stick your leg in that. But I think that, I mean, percentage-wise, you're looking pretty good.
Does the sentiment change? I mean, you know, you guys were dubbing it the Super 8. it's not uncommon to see these 8 guys generally in the finals at each stop.
The usuals.
The usual suspects. Does the atmosphere, the camaraderie change at all knowing what's on the line for this? I mean, is there as many, Tori says, you know, maybe there aren't as many high fives as you've seen in the past. I mean, do you share that sentiment? Is it a little bit different knowing what's at stake here?
You know what? I go into the whole scenario with an open heart. You know, like these are all friends.
Carry a big stick, right?
Yeah, first and foremost. I mean, I'm just trying to skate my best, and you know, if I can beat the hell out of these dudes out there, I'd love to. Yeah. But I'm definitely like, I'm not gonna pull a Tanya Harding or anything.
So it's kind of like the Kendrick Lamar approach.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, you love all these guys, but when you're out there, you just want to smash them. But I love you.
No, you know what? I just want to skate really good for me, and hopefully that makes a win happen.
Well said.
Yeah, Chris, before we let you go, I'm just wondering, obviously, you know, tomorrow can create a highlight reel for you, certainly, but is there a particular trick that stands out for you personally this year that you look back on? I know the win just sort of as a moment, as a highlight, like that's extraordinary to you. But I was just wondering, you know, so many 9s for you come to mind this year. You know, the tray flip 50-50, front side 270 to back lip. I mean, is there something specific that you pulled off this year that you're most proud of?
Man, I mean, the clutch factor on the tray flip 50 was the one. But I think as far as surprise, like I didn't think I was going to pull it, was probably the half cab nose to back tail, or the half cab nose 270 heel in Kansas.
Yeah.
Both of which were like sketchy. Like I don't know if I'll even make them.
That was a long slide as well, right? On the half cab nose slide before you flip out.
Yeah, it was a long slide, and you know, whenever you take the board off of your feet, a lot can happen in that second.
The factor raises.
You know, a lot can go wrong, and so the fact that it went right is just, you know, life is about stories, and that's a good one.
That's good to see you skating right now, man. You can really tell that you're in a good place.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, especially.
I think we all appreciate watching that.
Oh, without a doubt, man. So well, we'll let you get back to the course because we know you want to hit it as long as you can, man. But best of luck tomorrow, and it's always a pleasure to hang with you, Chris.
Well, thank you. The pleasure's all mine.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Chris Cole, of course, watch him tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, ESPN2. And, of course, stay up to date on all our videos and photos with our official Street League fan page at facebook.com/Street League. Again, you are watching live coverage of practice. It is the official preview show. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a Sean Malto sighting. Oh. Malto is on the course. Hey, when we come back, Jeff hits the streets. He'll check the course out. Stick around.
I did earn it, but it's a privilege to be included in the 8 guys that get to actually skate in it. And if I didn't make it in, I would feel like empty as it was happening, that I wasn't there and I didn't get to skate with the dudes. Obviously the most memorable moment for me this year would be winning in Munich, because I've been waiting so long to win a street league. Not waiting, but working for so long. The fact that I got to solidify that I was going to make it in by winning one of the contests really took that stress off my chest. So that was my most memorable moment from this season. There's no feelers. You can't throw out a couple tricks and like wonder what they score. So you really have to think this one through. You really have to skate it well and be able to execute things that are, quite frankly, out of your comfort zone. If you keep it comfortable out there and kind of play it safe, there's no second shot at it. So you might as well just go for it. I think because this specific contest is the Super Bowl of sorts. It is the championship from all of our contests. Winning in New Jersey would be, you know, obviously much bigger than winning just one of the freestanding contests, and I'm really excited to see what I can pull off. Everybody's going to be like training, like actually training for this one. It's more so than usual, so it's going to be interesting.
On Skate Safari, you can't predict what you'll see. Every day is different.
Do you guarantee we're going to see top skaters?
When you go on a whale watch, do they guarantee you're going to see whales?
Yeah, the good ones do.
Well, I guarantee you're not going to see whales out here. Okay, this is LA. You have to hit the bricks to see some tricks. Oh, no. Thought I saw P-Rod. We got a major sighting, people. See him? That's Kobe.
Yeah, no, this is a majorly radical omen. Kobe and skate sightings, they go together like rail slides and road rash.
He was actually on the scene when P-Rod... Yeah. He was,
nice switch on flip! There was air, and then there was sticking!
That was a good day.
So when you get off that bus, you feel like, no, I never need to do that again.
Best tour ever!
Everybody loves a player, huh?
Because you've seen it all.
I want to try that. Big impact!
Welcome back. Jersey, Newark to be exact. It's the Street League Skateboarding Nike SB Super Crown World Championship live from the Prudential Center. And hey, for Street League hats, hoodies, tees, including all the limited edition merch, log on to shop.streetleague.com. Pick up your fresh gear. Gotta get you some shirts, Felix.
I think Step in the Arena is my favorite one.
You like that?
Yeah, it's cool.
Step in the Arena, baby. That's what they're doing
I like the slogan. I like the slogan. It's solid.
Well, what's up, everybody? Brandon Graham, Felix Arguelles. You are watching the official preview show, the behind-the-scenes access that you're not going to get anywhere else, as it's practice day here. As we said before, kind of calm before the storm. Guys have kind of been coming in throughout the day. Not everyone's necessarily practicing together. We saw Nigel a little bit earlier. Chris has been there. P-Rod's been around. Malto just showed up.
Yeah, the whole day's gone by, and Malto's one of the last guys in the building.
Yeah, interesting, huh?
I mean, Malto's pretty consistent. I'm sure he knows what he wants to do, and maybe he figures, the last couple hours of the day, the course will be clear. Might be easier way to work for his flow section, work the kinks out.
Yep. Again, it's there's Nigel. He's getting ready to hit this impact section.
Wow!
Just business.
Nollie heel flip backside tail slide.
As usual for
10.
Nigel Houston, who of course has won 4 of 6 events, and scores like that will get you into this leaderboard.
I'm like racking my brain right now because I think that's never happened before in a video or anything. Definitely nothing that big.
There is Shane O'Neill, who's done a lot of great things this season, including tying the highest score ever in the history of Street League with that switch double tray back in Portland, a 9.9. But there you see the leaders for the HST overall. That, of course, the Monster highest scored trick award. And unless somebody can get into that 10 club, this could be Shane O'Neill's to lose as we take another look. Felix, you remember this day?
Oh man, just to see how perfect that was done and just how difficult it is a testament to exactly what Shane O'Neill's made out of.
Got the Rose Garden off their feet and just insane.
Switch double tray flip. Who would have ever thought? I mean, look at that. One of the most technical skateboarders in the world just giving dap to the other most technical skateboarder in the world.
Well, the other big award, the AST, the average score trick. This is the scoring leader. So this is what guys average generally event to event. And no shocker here, Nigel Houston with that overall lead. Of course, the AST presented by Nike SB. And there you see him. But Paul Rodriguez, give him a little bit of a run for money. Both are the only 2 skaters in Street League to be averaging over an 8. Of course, Nigel had the event in Kansas City where averaged over a 9 for the contest.
I was about to say that when he was averaging over a 9 in the flow section. That's a solid run.
Well, we got Jeff Rowley out on the course. Should we throw down to Jeff? Jeff, are you out there?
I am indeed out here.
What are you checking out?
What's going down, Jeff?
Did you guys see
Did you guys see the nollie heel flip backside tail slide right here?
Yeah, we're trying to argue what that score would actually be.
Jeff,
I was probably a 9.5 or something.
Jeff, I was wondering, that's never happened even in a video, right? That I can remember on a rail that big?
It has been in a video before. Bastian Salabanzi did one in the video on the
True that.
video.
On a smaller rail in
It's
Europe.
the same, but not on a big rail like that. That's kind of pushing it next.
It was
to
that one tricky rail in Europe, right?
Yeah, it was actually in Australia. Believe it or not, in Sydney. About a 5 or 6 there. This is a substantially larger rail. That was insane. Did you even see him do the nollie heel flip frontside nosebone slide just shortly after that? You guys see that?
Incredible. We were watching a replay of that nollie heel backside tail slide right now.
Oh, respect.
Insane.
So, Jeff, walk us through this course. I know you've been checking it out. You got a chance to skate it a little bit earlier, but what's your takeaway on the breakdown?
Yeah, I did indeed skate it a little bit earlier today. Pretty fun. Good flow. Good variety. We have a lot of. If you're going to walk over this way, we can kind of give you a little bit of a rundown of the whole course.
Yeah.
You have a lot of obstacles in the control zone. You have a lot of obstacles. So I think you're going to see a lot of variety. You're going to see guys like Shane O'Neill and Luan, doing tricks that are very technical in this area. But like I said, there's a lot of obstacles right here. So who knows what's going to happen? I think these guys are going to kind of. They're going to push the limits of technical street skateboarding right now, And then over this way, if you want to walk over towards here, and kind of give you a little, come on, over this way. This is the impact zone, and the last few, the major difference right here, we got to watch out, we're going to get nailed. The major difference here is it's a little bit flatter, not as high as the last couple of impact zones that we had, which again, you're going to see a lot more technical street skateboarding than you have in the last couple of street leagues, and this is going to be a very exciting contest because I think we're going to see, like I said, we're going to see a lot of variety in the tricks that we see, and then also in this impact zone, you're used to seeing guys kind of just doing big tricks off gaps, over gaps. These guys have got a lot of options right here, so it's going to be fantastic, and that's pretty much it. Quick rundown. Back to you guys.
Kind of how Chris Cole was saying that these courses are so perfect that it brings like greater skating out of you.
Yeah.
That's how that nollie heel flip backside tail slide happened.
No, and I think that's the beauty of this championship. I think if you remember last year in 2012, it was gnarly. Remember those out ledges? Those were insane. So you had to see big stuff go down. So I think that's sort of the genius behind this course design is that we're going to see big scores.
And I think Nyjah, one of the benefits of being on the course all day, he's seeing what Chris Cole's cooking. He's seeing what P-Rod's cooking. And I think that actually helped make that nollie heel backside tail slide happen as well.
Well, coming up next, the one to beat, Nyjah Huston, the defending Street League champion, will be joining us in the booth. So you do not want to miss that. There you see some highlights courtesy of the GoPro camera. More preview show when we come back.
Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly.
Seek to understand me, all of my impurities and evils yet unknown. I am a journalist, I write to you to show you I am an incurable and nothing else behaves like me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the barracks.
Welcome back to the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey for the Street League Skateboarding Nike SB Super Crown World Championship. It all comes down to this, the final stop of the year. And look who was able to find some time and jump in the booth, the defending champion, Nyjah Huston. Welcome, fine sir.
Thank you.
I'm trying to control myself. Championship talk on pause. That nollie heel backside tail slide. We just saw it. What was going on right now?
I've been practicing that trick for a while. Been waiting to bring it out, so I'm hoping that I'll put myself in a good enough position that I can do it in the finals.
Dude, you did that so solid.
Thank you.
In fact, Nyjah, I think we actually have footage. Can we show him that real quick? I know he experienced it firsthand, but here's a nice little angle for you, Nyjah.
Look at that magic right there.
Did it feel that good?
It sure did. Felt a lot better.
Probably
felt a lot better than it looks.
If it felt better than it looks, wow.
That's a good sign. That was a trick question right there.
Nyjah, you and I, we were talking about it before you even hit the course. You know, what to expect. You know, you saw the CADs, you saw the photos. You're wondering, it's, you know, not as massive of what we've seen in the past, but it looks like you're wasting no time laying waste to this thing. Are you enjoying this course overall?
Yeah, it's honestly probably the funnest course I've skated so far.
Wow.
I'm not saying it benefits me in the best way because the smaller big section definitely challenges me. But I think it's the same way with everyone. I think it's really going to allow all the guys to have such a good chance at winning the contest.
It's going to get pretty technical, isn't it?
Yeah, because I mean, normally it comes down to a two-man battle at the end.
Yeah.
I think this one will be like a 4 or 5-man battle, like easily.
Chris was saying that section's really exciting. He likes it as much as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome.
How about just the, you know, control section there, just that middle tier of the course? It just seems like there's so many options.
Oh, so many options. A lot of rails, and rails are my favorite thing to skate. The control section's really fun. I've figured out a good flowing run, trying to get around the course as fast as possible, and all the stuff out here is really helping out with that.
You've been on the course probably most of the day, and so you've seen a couple different people practicing. Has anybody affected your choices from the choices that they're making?
Not really. I was warm. It was like 15 minutes into practice, and Cole saw me doing back to semi-lip down the rail. At the last trick of my run, he asked me if I was going to do that in my run, and he wanted to also. I was like, nah, dude, you got it, too. It's all good.
That's so
no
sick.
problem at all.
It's already getting heavy.
Yeah.
So, Nyjah, you've won 4 contests this year. You missed one due to a rib injury, and you came back to Portland. I don't know if you would admit it, but it didn't seem like you were probably 100%.
I was not, yeah. It wasn't even that I wasn't 100%. It was that I had no practice before that.
Yeah.
I didn't skate for like a good 2 or 3 weeks, and that can really affect how you do.
Sure. So I think what we're curious of, all 4 wins, you've won big. You know, whether it was Brazil or LA, where you built a lead there in the impact section, no one caught you. You won in dramatic flair, you know, fending off on the final trick of the contest in Barcelona against P-Rod. What has been your favorite performance of yours so far this year?
I would have to say Barcelona, because that was probably the best feeling win of a contest I've ever had before.
Yeah, I think we actually have footage
Talk us through it.
This contest.
I was so scared, dude. Honestly, that last trick was so nerve-wracking, and the fact that I rolled up too, and it was so windy out there on the course, and that's why I rolled up, because as soon as I threw down, I was like, I don't think I got this. And then when I threw down my second time, it was no wind, feeling good, and somehow made it happen. The reason why this was my favorite win though is because it was the contest that I thought that I had least chance of winning. Because I saw Paul out there switch flip grinding the hubba, switch front blind. I was like, damn, like his tricks are gnarly. I don't think I got this. And then somehow all my points added up to be just that 1/10 of a point.
And people forget that you actually almost didn't qualify for that final. You needed to score on your final trick of the prelim just to get into the final, which is sort of uncharted territory for you.
I was so close to not qualifying. It was insane. I put myself in a really bad situation. It was all my fault. I didn't pay attention to the scores enough, and it just shows how easy that can happen in Street League.
Sure. No, but that is without a doubt, you know, that's been my favorite moment of the year, and that's certainly, I think it's debatable, but that was the greatest finish you could ever ask for.
Yeah, I mean, winning by 1/10 of a point, I mean, you can't.
Yeah, this year definitely gets the most exciting one of the year.
The flip heard around the world. I want to know, as the defending champ, last year a little bit of a different vibe going into this weekend. If you remember, last year it was Malto who was the defending champ.
Yes.
It was P-Rod, fresh off of a win in Arizona, the previous event. So you were more of a hunter, you know, kind of a man on a mission. The mentality seemed to be a little bit different. This year, you're on one. I mean, you've won 4 of 6. You won the last event. You are the defending champ. Has that changed your psyche and how you prepare for this?
I mean, not at all, honestly. Last year I was really, really hungry coming into the stop because I definitely wanted to get that championship back. But I'm honestly just such a competitive person that no matter what the contest is or how many I've won before, I'm still coming out here swinging and trying to give it my all. Yep.
And you're looking really strong out there today, though. You look like you're really focused. Your head's in a good spot.
Thanks, dog. I mean, yeah, you just got to go out there and try to stay calm and not think about everything so much. You know, act like you're skating your local park, and that's when you'll skate your best.
So winning another championship, that means you get another watch. Are you going to wear 2 watches? 3 watches?
I honestly don't even wear the watch
Gold
that often.
teeth?
Dude, they're
Just
so
put on
gnarly.
display.
They're like,
And the ring. Wear 'em with a
your wrist
bodyguard?
is just being weighed down. Like, it's gnarly, dude. But the 200 grand would definitely be pretty exciting to win.
Is that a pay off the house or is that a new toy?
Oh, straight to the house. Just just out
Good
of
man,
the
good man.
Yeah, there you go.
Got my own house.
You know what? He's growing up right before our eyes. I love it.
Amazing.
So, how do you feel this year with there being more events?
I love it. It honestly makes it so much better because, like I've said before, if there was only 4 major contests a year like there was last year, you go into the first one, and if you don't do good, like you only have 3 more chances, you know, and it really puts so much pressure on yourself. So when there's 7 contests, it just makes it that much easier on yourself. Plus, it's so fun, you know, coming out here.
And after a few of them, you probably get into more of a swing and get a better, you know what I mean?
Totally.
The mistakes you make on the first few, you still get to fix that towards the end.
Absolutely.
And even though they're both kind of an arena environment, do you prefer outside or inside?
Inside, 100%. Yeah. It makes all the difference. Not just the outside elements messing with your body and it being like getting you tired from the heat and stuff, but it also messes with your setup so much because we're skating with trucks with rubber bushings. And if it's really hot outside, like it's not good for your setup at all.
Yeah, it was probably close to 100 degrees or something in LA, wasn't it? Next
Yeah,
games?
it was really hot out there in LA.
Probably
And
in the
then
90s.
looking in Barcelona, everyone was I was up on deck with all the skaters, and everyone was so scared to even drop in for the run just because it was so windy. Like we could have got messed up so easy and it wouldn't have been our fault.
Yeah, it's funny because that was a bigger, more critical impact section. So for you guys to get tech with the wind, it'll really shift your board a little bit.
Yeah, and it was really hard in the control section too because, I mean, flowing around the course, I mean, wind's slowing you down a lot.
The wind's the worst thing you can skate in.
Yep.
Yeah.
It really just throws that board all over the
Yeah,
place.
your 360 flip becomes a 360 and a half flip.
Yeah. You have to dominate the board a little more.
Yeah.
Well, Nigel, we know you're a busy man. We want you to get back on that course, but much respect for coming out.
Hell yeah, thank you guys.
He is your defending champion, Nigel Houston.
Yep, it's going to be one awesome contest.
Good luck out there, man. Good luck.
So thanks, guys.
When we come back, Felix hits the course. He's going to chase after Sean Malto, see if he can get back into the winner's circle. You don't want to miss this. More skating. Can Nigel go back to back?
You know, I'm just psyched to make it to the championship. I'm just excited to go and then see what I can do against the rest of these other 7 guys. This year, I think it's been a little better for me than the previous year. So I've kind of learned is to look at the board and to kind of navigate my way through and just not overdo it when you don't have to. There's going to be a point where you're going to have to go above and beyond and try the hardest trick you can try, but you know, if you don't have to, if you can squeak by and get yourself into the finals and take the easier route and save it for the big show. It's going to be insane. People are just going to come out swinging right out of the gate. I don't think anyone's holding back anything for this one. It's better to go out like a man trying than to play it safe and get second.
Hello everyone, welcome to the barracks.
understand me, all of my impurities and evils yet unknown. I am a journalist, I write to you to show you I am an incurable and nothing else behaves like me.
Welcome back to the Street League Skateboarding Nike SB Super Crown World Championship live from the Prudential Center in beautiful Newark, New Jersey. Jeff, championship weekend. You can feel it in the air. The energy's there, right?
It's coming. Yeah, these guys are already coming. They're already starting to turn on the heat and really, really shows what kind of show we're in for.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You are watching live coverage of the preview show where you're seeing Luan Oliveira and the 7 other pros in tomorrow's championship, putting it down, getting things in order for practice. Jeff, really curious, who's impressed you the most out there on the course? You got a chance to skate a little bit, but Chris, Nyjah, Luan, I mean, they're all just skating
it's
out of
a
the
tough one. I mean, quite a few of the guys seem like they're in a really good place.
Yeah.
You know, they seem pretty focused, and if you watch, you watch Chris skate and practice, you watch Nyjah, you watch P-Rod, and Luan's just warming up, really. You watch those guys, and they're already doing crazy tricks, just not so stuff. So I think we're in for, like Nigel said, a lot of these dudes could really do well. Quite a few of them.
Yeah.
It's hard to pinpoint it down to 1 or 2 guys.
It really is. That's why they call him the Super 8.
Yeah.
Well, let's go down to Felix, who is out on the course with, I believe, a former champion, 2011 champion, Sean Malto. Felix, what's up?
You are correct. I'm sitting here with the former champion, Sean Malto. I apologize, Sean. There was no hot women to interview you today, so I'm going to have to do the job.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good, good. Not only are you a past winner of a street league, which is very rare, you're also a past champion. And here we are at the championship again. You won once before here.
Yeah, we're back.
Let me get the mindset right now. What's going on?
You know, just trying to fill out this course. There's a lot of round flat bars, which I like. But it's tough, man. You need to put it together. It's hard to kind of figure out a line and to time it right. But, you know, that's why they give you a practice day.
What's favorite thing on the course, least favorite thing on the course?
My favorite thing is probably the rails. And the impact section, the rails going down are good. They're low, a little long. Pretty perfect dimension-wise. The thing I don't like about the course is it's hard to get speed. You know, you go down one way and it's hard to kind of get back up to the big section. So that's what I'm dealing with right now, and hopefully I can figure something out.
I'm sure you'll figure something out. You said you like the impact section. Is kind of like the lower, longer tech style impact section more of your favorite, or the higher kind of sketchier, let's get it done type impact section?
I feel like the higher, sketchier ones might be a little easier for me to skate, just because I have like my set tricks that I like to do. But this it's fun. This is like a good, like, you know, we can vibe off each other and figure out what tricks to do. And I think this makes for a better contest, the lower, more tech. You know, I think it's more of a crowd-pleasing thing, and the tricks I've seen so far, I've definitely been fans of.
Yeah, Chris Cole and Nyjah both said they prefer this this impact section, kind of lower and more tech. And Nyjah's been here most of the day. You've been here maybe even the least of the day. Does that affect, you know, your choices and stuff as you see what the other guys are doing? Because it seems like Nyjah really stepped up his game with that nollie heel back tail.
Well, I knew it was coming, you know. I knew, like, you know, Cole and Nyjah and Paul and everyone here, they're good for some nines going into this thing. You know, I knew that was coming. Obviously, yeah, it's mind-blowing when you see it in real life, but I was kind of mentally ready for them to be doing those types of tricks. Now I just need to figure out how to contend with it, you know, try to get a solid 4. And yeah, you know, I think Cole said it best, you know, it's you don't want to come up short. So I want my 4 to be ones I can contend. Even if I don't make it, at least I can say I gave it a fair shot, you know.
So we have the OG big coach over here, Rick Howard. Hey, Rick, come over here 1 second real quick. I have a quick question for Rick. What are you telling the young champ here, you know, you know, maybe a little advice on the course?
I can't tell him anything that I need advice from him. So that's why I'm here, to take notes, to keep my heart pumping.
Little modest mouse right there. Well, Sean, I watched the sweat dry right before my eyes. I'm going to let you get back out there to practice. Throw it back to the booth to Jeff and Brando. What's popping?
Thanks, Felix. Yeah, Malto, I mean, it's funny. I was really interested to hear what he had to say on what he prefers in terms of an impact section, because you would think of, you know, a guy's preference is if it can be a little bit more mellow, you'll take it, but he kind of likes the gnarlier stuff.
Yeah, he's known for, you know, heavier, bigger obstacles showing out on the street, so I don't think once he warms up, he's going to have no problem with this, no problem adapting. I think he's being humble.
but I love it, man. We're going to see high tech tomorrow in the final, and it'll be led by that guy right there, Chris Cole. So when we come back, we'll give you our final thoughts. So stick around, check out these GoPro highlights.
It was definitely a lot of work to make it this far, to make it to the championship, to even be pre-qualified before the LA stop. That kind of motivated me to get ready for this finals. I was definitely having a good time in Germany skating, for sure. Had fun on my board. I didn't think I was going to be able to put anything together there, but I ended up being really comfortable at that stop. I made it all the way to the finals, and the big section was really big hubba, big set of stairs, and I was stoked because I finally felt comfortable skating that kind of stuff. Normally I'm mixing my street skating with my contest skating, but I think for this one I want to be healthy. I want my body to be feeling 100% because that's how you feel unstoppable. You know, just staying positive, staying healthy, and definitely feeling out the course when I'm there. You know, having a good strategy. Those are like the 4 things that are going to be useful for this. But when it comes down to it, when you're there on the spot, it's always different. I don't know what to expect here, so I'm ready to expect the unexpected. There's more on the line in the championship for sure. This one's not going to be all fun and games. We're all friends, but there's not going to be as many high fives and pats on the back at this contest. Everyone's going to be doing their bangers, going for the throat. And I like that, man. I don't like to waste time because that's what's going to throw you off in the end, you know? It can happen, man. This has been my best year yet. There's no doubt in my mind that I can't make this happen. No better time to do it than the championship.
Welcome back. You know you're in Jersey when you see the championship billboards. And of course, P-Rod has officially left the building, guys. I heard he is no longer in the Prudential Center.
He might be here in spirit.
Well, I think he is.
I think he completely changed the color of that shirt. That means the session's over, and then now he's on to the next.
He was skating for pretty heavy for a little while.
Hey,
heavy.
He was here from start to finish, and you cannot blame him. But of course, tomorrow it all comes down to this: the Street League Skateboarding Nike SB Super Crown World Championship, Super 8, and somebody is going to skate away tomorrow with $200,000, the diamond-encrusted Nixon watch, and the ring. This thing looks like a Super Bowl ring. Right? And
let's
then
see.
the pride of being the champ.
Let's see what motivates these guys. Is it the gold? Is it the money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully they have a phone number to a good bodyguard leaving with all that stuff.
A briefcase full of cash. Well, we asked you at the top of the show, you're on StreetLeague.com watching this, to head over to down below on the homepage, and you could vote on who you think is going to win. And I don't know if you want to call this surprising. I don't know if you could see it, but who will win the Super Crown tomorrow? And I know you see the pictures there of P-Rod and Nyjah, but guess who's in the lead according to the fans? Luan Oliveira, 27% of you, to Nyjah, 26%. So most of you guys out there think that Luan is going to skate away with the win.
I think a lot of people have been expecting that at many of the past events, and a small little change of a circumstance has put Luan out of that winner's circle.
Yeah, he's been in the top place since the last bunch of events, and he's been really high up in the rankings all the way along the contest till right at the end, and he dropped down a little bit.
Yeah, the fact that he isn't the second place finisher doesn't really mean anything. He's had that top spot in his grasp many times, and it just got away.
And Jeff, I've been wanting to ask you, because you know Luan as well as anybody, what has clicked for him this year? Because to me, it feels like the bag of tricks, the talent's always been there, right? But it just seems like this season, with every stop, it's just like the skating has elevated to where he's going to win one. You know, it's only a matter of time. Something really clicked for him because you're seeing a real change this year.
Well, I think well, one of it's confidence. Yeah. He's building his confidence every single contest he comes into, and if he's not placing first, there's more confidence for the next one. But you got to want it. You know, a contest like this, the level this high, you can't just come in and get lucky and win. You got to really, really want it. And he looks like he wants it. Yeah. He comes into every one of these contests in practice, and he comes in like fire. You know, really stomps his tricks and really shows us what he's capable of. So I think the fans out there are kind of just recognizing that, which is cool.
I think in some of the past contests, since it wasn't so much strategy involved, Luan just kind of like skated and found himself in the top spot. I think here, not only is the level of the competition so high, there's that strategic element that I think with time he's been able to start to kind of digest and understand, and now kind of restructure his attack on the course.
Yeah, I think Luan has a lot of natural energy when he skates, so that's why you see him switching up tricks in the middle of his runs, or even on the single tricks he'll change, constantly. And that's exciting to watch, that's always exciting in the contest. You need that guy. You need that guy that you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, let's talk a little bit about just sort of the process of practice, though. I mean, Jeff, you've been out here all day. Felix, you're at every street league practice there's ever been. Sometimes I think we sit at home, and if we don't know it, we just assume it's the ultimate jam session, right? But there's really a method to this madness and how they approach practice, especially the day before.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're seeing that today. You see guys who, you get an idea of what they're going to be doing tomorrow. They'll show you a little bit of their run, but they don't show you the whole thing. Yeah. So you can kind of, get a good idea for who's really going to be, in a good place right as the contest starts. And we're seeing a lot of guys today really just gunning it.
Yeah.
I think one of the interesting things about how Paul practices different than everybody else is Paul will do the trick that he's going to do, but then he'll do that trick maybe even 3 to 5 times before moving on to another one. While some of the guys may be like, okay, I'm going to do this, they'll do it, and they continue around the course and maybe skate a different obstacle. He's really more about that muscle memory type deal and really working it out before he moves along to something else.
Yeah, everyone has a different approach, to that. And that's a good thing. It keeps it exciting.
Well, there you see Chris Cole. Will he get the first championship of his career? He's already got the first win of his street league career. Stick around. When we come back, final thoughts and our favorite moments from this season.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the barracks.
At Skate Safari, we believe you get more out of your tour if you have even just an iota of skate knowledge. So I try and teach them everything I know.
All right!
Why is Skate Safari exciting?
Rail. Classic loss of habitat.
It's a sense of hope.
These are actually all new posts.
You know, mostly it's wildebeests out here, but Chino, at any moment, you could see the white rhino.
Okay, guys, we have a trio of skaters doing some incognito recon. Let's get a little bit closer and see if we can hear what they're saying. Well, something spooked them. If you all would just look over here, we have genuine California red curb. That's Curbis rufus californius. Yeah, absolutely. I feel ya. It's a great curb.
Welcome back. It's the preview show, Championship Weekend, Street League Skateboarding, Nike SB Super Crown World Championship. It all goes down tomorrow, the Super 8. So, guys, we were teasing it at the top, but so many great moments. 7 events total for this season. The first 6 in the book, so let's get right down to it. Our favorite moments from the year. I'll begin with mine. It was Barcelona, and it was really the best finish I've ever seen in a skateboard contest. It became the P-Rod Nyjah show there in the impact section. Paul had the win, and Nyjah Huston did it like that. The hard flip heard round the world, taking the win away from Paul on the final trick of the contest. Felix, I know there's been a lot of great memories for you. Paul Rodriguez, you know well, you skate with almost every day. I got to believe his win in Portland ranks up there for you.
Yeah, I was kind of watching Nyjah stuff. That hard flip was kind of like a dagger.
Yeah.
Because I just watched him stab my buddy. But Paul's probably who I skate the most with in this whole circuit right here. And watching this display of control right here, one of his only regular tricks right there. And then just the switch tutorial that came before that was just amazing. I really was riding with Paul right there on the win.
Yeah, it was an interesting moment. There was no Nyjah to challenge him. Of course, Nyjah getting knocked out early in the contest. But again, Paul wasn't completely in the clear. Both Chris Cole and Ashad Ware still had chances to beat him on their final
You know, that
tricks.
was exciting for me because Paul really worked hard in that contest. He really worked hard. So when he won, he deserved it. He really did.
And it was really cool to see him win with a new trick out of his bag of tricks.
Yeah.
You know, the frontside big heel. And then Ashad and Cole having a chance to take it from him, and both of them really going for it, just made it all the more exciting.
I'm trying the same trick.
I know, huh? Well, you have to do the math, and they know that a back 3 flip ranks up there in the high 9s, and that's what they needed. So.
And speaking of Portland, Jeff, you were there. You got to hang with us in the booth, and I'd be remorse if we didn't bring up Shane O'Neill doing what I thought was the impossible prior to that in a contest. That switch double tray, I know, was pretty spectacular for you to see.
I think, you know, the attitude that he brought with that trick just really just driv it home, like powered that thing. Let's watch that thing.
Of course, Shane was already knocked out of winning the contest, but still, look how laid this down.
He did that. That's a really hard trick to be doing in the middle of a contest, and to do it that way, he didn't look like he was putting hands down, nothing. He was, I'm taking this, check this out.
This is definitely one of the reasons why everyone always says that Shane's a contender each event. Because if he's on the level of his technical skills, it's just like uncomparable.
Well, it's been fun out here at practice. We've seen a lot go down, but let's just get the final thoughts. Felix, you've seen every guy out there on the course. What's your final takeaway heading into tomorrow?
I mean, honestly, we have 2 past champs out there. We have some new winners. But I'm going to go out on a limb, even though the nollie heel backside tailside was crazy. I'm calling out maybe a new champion tomorrow.
Yeah? Really?
Yeah. A new person in the championship circle.
Yeah, but you're not going to call the shot? Who is it?
I'm not going to say who because I don't want to jinx it.
All right, but that means it's not going to be Malto and it's not going to be Nyjah.
I don't want to say that because they might look at me weird at the lunch line, but...
I'll run the gauntlet. You've got to give it a shot. I mean, that's the whole deal. I think Nyjah's looking really heavy today. Watching him in practice, Chris Cole's doing really good, but I'm going to say Nyjah's going to really give it a good run for his money tomorrow.
And now what are you saying?
Back. God, Nigel looked good, man.
He did.
He has looked good, but that's
I'm in a Nigel sandwich right now.
There's nothing you can do about it.
But let's be clear here. I mean, this is Championship Sunday tomorrow. Anything can happen. These are the top 8 pros on the planet. Nobody got here by accident, right? I mean, I don't think any of us would shake our heads at all if Paul skates away with the win. Chris Cole, Luan. I mean, they're all skating at the top of their game. And oh, by the way, this course really favors all of them because they're such great technical skaters, you know?
It really does. It really could go any way on this one. I mean, there's 8 of the best skateboarders in the world, and I think we're going to actually see that tomorrow. We're going to see them at their best of their abilities.
And also, we don't want to call him a sleeper, but someone who's always been there putting on some pressure, Tori Pudwell.
Yep.
All these long rails play to his,
Luan,
and skating.
Shane. Yeah, we always forget about that. That Tori is like under the radar. He skated so well this season, but because maybe he hasn't gotten that win, sometimes we're talking about Cole, we're talking about P-Rod, we're talking about Nyjah. Tori Pudwell could come in, put down a show, and walk away with $200,000.
That technical impact section kind of caters to Tori's style of skating.
Yeah.
Like, he's just, you know, let's not call him a sleeper.
Yeah, I mean, he could adapt to any of these obstacles. They're all technical, you know.
Well, it definitely goes down tomorrow, but make sure to follow us, Street League, on Twitter. That's twitter.com/Street League. And you know what I love about it? Especially on event day, we're giving you live play-by-play coverage. So if for whatever reason you can't be in front of a television, you just have your Twitter feed up and you can follow the action.
Oh, yeah.
Down to every trick, you know what's going down. So
this is the future. We're bringing the future right now.
Ooh, and they just caught a little preview of Chris Cole. I believe he just did the front to half cab blunt to fakie again right there.
Oh, my goodness.
So one final look now at the start list for tomorrow. It's Nyjah Huston, Paul Rodriguez, Chris Cole, Luan Oliveira. Of course, they are the first 4 of 8, followed by Sean Malto, Tori Pudwell, Shane O'Neill, and Mikey Taylor. We started with 20 skaters, and we are now down to 8. So it all comes down to this tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, live on ESPN2. It's the Street League Skateboarding Nike SB Super Crown World Championship. You can be sure that history is going to go down. Well, it's been a lot of fun. You've got to see some behind-the-scenes action, a first look at the course, and some incredible practice shots. For Jeff Rowley, Felix Arguelles, I am Brandon Graham. Join us tomorrow on ESPN2 as we will be in the booth calling the Super Crown. Thanks for watching.
On Skate Safari, you can't predict what you'll see. Every day is different.
Do you guarantee we're going to see top skaters?
When you go on a whale watch, do they guarantee you're going to see whales?
Yeah, the good ones do.
Well, I guarantee you're not going to see whales out here. Okay, this is LA. You have to hit the bricks to see some tricks. Oh, nope. Thought I saw P-Rod. We got a major sighting, people. See him? That's Kobe. Yeah, no, this is a majorly radical omen. Kobe and skate sightings, they go together like rail slides and road rash. He was actually on the scene when P-Rod... Yeah. He was,
nice switch on flip! There was air, and then there was sticking!
That was a good day.
So when you get off that bus, you feel like, no, I never need to do that again.
Best tour ever!
Everybody loves a player, huh?
Because you've seen it all.
I want to try that. Big impact.
I want the top. All my people right there in the back of the spot. I need the top. If you know me, you don't know me to stop. I need the top. All my people there in back